These are 5 NotebookLM use cases that most people don't even do. Load up here, I have NotebookLM opened. I have also here an image or video basically that I made. Now just to show you here, I uploaded this video to just the last 20 minutes, and it talks about clothing brands and it talks about using AI to pretty much create content and help you create product content. So it's a very short script. All I've done is extracted a script from this, input it in here, and from there, all I want to do is create an infographic. Simple and straightforward. This is one of the key ways that you can actually kind of duplicate your content in a different way, in a different medium, to kind of attract a different audience. So all I've done here is input the information over here on the left hand side, click generate infographic. Again, you can edit around this, play around to see what fits best. Also, I suppose for me, I'm going to use this on Instagram, for example, so I tend to focus on the portrait side of things, and within roughly 2 or 3 minutes it creates this. You can see here the detail is really good. It goes through prepare your images. If we can zoom in hopefully into it. No, maybe not. So prepare your image, take a clear photo of your clothing product and choose an AI model. In this example, I just created an overall AI model for this. And then all I've done is uploaded the prompt, upload both product and model images into the Nano Banana platform, and lo and behold, you have your actual content created, your whole new product, I suppose, portfolio. So again, I suppose 2 things here you kind of seen the power of Nano Banana, for example, anyway, as starters. But again, it is really quick and easy way to kind of use and create infographics for websites, landing pages, social media, the whole lot, with content that you've already put the hard work into actually study and understand what happens, what works. So that is pretty much use case number 1. As I said, most people are not doing it. And now for use case number 2, and still so many people don't do this, is the ability to use slide decks. To create presentations using AI and NotebookLM, and for so many people are still probably paying, I suppose, to use different platforms to actually create their presentations, and now you can do it so quickly here. So there's 2 different ways you can do this and approach this, and for me personally, how I do it is I create long form content, obviously for YouTube. I then look to convert that into slides, into presentations, and what I can do then is offer these as lead magnets on social media. So again, it's that same thing, comment a word, whatever, and get my PDF presentations I've created for this. All I've done is I've done my research for my long form video, and now what I've done is I'm starting to convert that and tweak that into different ways to create content and pretty much help generate more content. So as I said, it's a video here, the simple AI tools every small business user should have. And all I've done is created, again, the presentation, simple and straightforward. Give the information here, what you want, presenter slides, detailed deck, bit of information about it if you want to focus on a specific point. And lo and behold, within a few minutes, again, you have an entire presentation ready to go. And now this is my first time looking at this, and as I said, I talked about this with Google AI Studio, and it goes through every single part in it. The hardest part is always starting. Again, we go your new creative workflow powered by AI, and again, this is also after changing even since I made this video of what can be done. I've talked about something about fitness, I think, in a part of this where it was creating ads. You can see here, this obviously fitness special was part of the overall video. Again, it brings it into it, breaks down the entire video for what you wanted to do. And most other platforms here are not going to give you this kind of ability, and I think detailed actual text, even the likes of this aspect ratio, number of results, output. It goes through the entire thing the way we wanted it, pretty much how I broke it down into the entire video, and probably explains it in really great detail as well here. So now you can see how quickly you can actually leverage your own content, produce more content without necessarily having to go and start from scratch again. Because I know if anyone is like me, sometimes it is tiring and draining to try and constantly be on the go, thinking of new ways and things to grow. But as I said, you can download this presentation, upload it to Google Slides, and from there you can make any edits if you want to. If you need to change something in somewhere, all the text is editable through Google as well. And I think that is one of the brilliant things of doing this, is that you can actually input and make changes based on through Google. So definitely, one of the underutilized, I suppose, aspects of what it can do. And I think the key thing here is if you can link this in with the likes of ManyChat and Instagram and having comment specific words, this is where it's going to excel your overall productivity and what you can produce on a daily basis. And now on to use case number 3. And I think I prefer this method in terms of trying to understand and learn new topics. For this, what I've done is I'm looking to learn a bit more about psychology and marketing. Again, I don't have an exact platform where to go, so all I've done here is I've typed it into NotebookLM as part of the sources here on the left hand side, and all I want to do is a bit of fast research on the psychology and marketing. So from there it's generated 10 different, I think something like that, 10 different slides. You can see this one down here didn't come in. You know, you can just get rid of that, add it if you want to. You can do obviously a deeper research where it goes into a lot more information, but again, all I'm trying to do is scratch the surface of it, try and understand a bit more about it. But straight away now, I'm not going to be weighed down by having to go through, say, YouTube, different ads platforms, different social media places and everything like that. I want the information to kind of start making decisions and start learning a bit more about it. So all I've done here, I suppose technically there's 2 parts to this. Originally part was done a bit of a deep research online on the topic. From there then all I've done is generated an explainer video. So if we click this here, and you can see it's a 6-minute video on the whole mindset of psychology and marketing. And again, if we quickly play it, you know the audios are here. If we just remove myself, so you can see here, straight away we have an entire presentation or entire video ready to go here. Now I think where these become very powerful is inside of groups, inside of communities, and again, potential lead magnets if people are looking to learn about topics. So again, you may not know much about a topic, you may only know a small bit about it. It's a great way to help learn, educate yourself on it, educate others on it, and potentially build ideas from it. And I think that is something that most people don't pay attention to. And again, it's something that it's not used in the way that I think you can really benefit, I suppose, how your business operates and how you can kind of streamline things. Now, this can be made much better if you have your own standard operating procedures for your own business and you're looking to get someone on board. You can easily create guides and templates and stuff like that to help them understand what you do, what you don't do, and even like this video explainers, because it'll be all based on whatever you provided in terms of sources. And I think that's key. It doesn't just run off and create its own information based on random events, and I think that is vital here. And number 4 is, I suppose, where it gets a little bit more interesting and a little bit deeper. Again, if you find this useful and helpful, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow along, and let me know in the comments if you're using these tools or anything like that. But this is where we can step it up a little bit more. And as I said, this is more of a focus on research or potentially finding opportunities against competition. So all I've done, because I've kept on the psychology of marketing aspect, we came to Adam Earhart's YouTube channel. And from there, what we want to do here is we want to learn more what's making his channel good, what's the channel about, potential opportunities to see what kind of content is regularly covered, things like that. So what we're going to do here is first is see how we can actually potentially copy. When I say copy, I don't mean copy all his content and run off and create an identical channel. I mean find out competitor analysis, research to see what's he doing that you could potentially do, or is there opportunities that you can maybe target a certain point of his business that you see there's an opportunity there for me. So with this, all we've done here is I've created this notebook up here, and what we want to do is populate it with some videos. Now most people just right click, copy link, input it, but with AI we have tools here for this. So I have 2 tools installed up here. NotebookLM Web Sync, which is going to sync to this actual notebook that we want. You can see it here. And we also have Grab It extension, which is going to allow us to grab all the URLs really quickly. So we're going to quickly do that. Again, videos, all we do is Alt, and from there I'm just going to click. And I think I can upload up to 300 videos, but for the purpose of this, all I'm going to do is bring it to around 100. And lo and behold, there's we have it. And all the URLs are pretty much copied to the clipboard. Import URLs. And you can see we are crawling 100 pages. It's going to import 100 within a few seconds again. And from there, that is probably one of the key things of what you can do. You can get all your tools and really start to understand your audience massively, and obviously understand your competition. So as this is populating, what I'll do is, I suppose now is the right time to start and jump over here. And over here is the marketing hub. This is pretty much what I created. $29 a month, 7-day free trial. Again, if you're interested in learning more about your business, helping with marketing, I'm going to do a free call to anyone that joins. And we're going to cover every single thing got to do with AI, of ways of how you can use it in your business, realistic ways. But also, it's not going to be covered in terms of you need access to these $1,000 tools. I try and keep things as real as I can and as low budget as I can, because one, I don't like spending money on things that you can actually do probably for free all around the place. However, I will have money spent on certain tools, of course, but not to the point where you see some of the bigger accounts that have thousands on AI tools that, we can only dream of getting to. So all them URLs you can see have been populated into this really, really quickly. And all we have to do is just work from here. Now, I suppose this leads us on, to use case number 5 that most people are not doing. And for a lot of people, what they do is they get this and they're like, tell me about the channel. And from there, NotebookLM is going to analyze all the videos. It's going to go through it all, and it's going to gather information on the channel here to pretty much give you an idea of where you want to go. But what we want to do is we want to potentially see, is there opportunities for us to, one, create content maybe that he's missing, create what is the common content that he's maybe discussing about, or two, just get an idea of what's happening. So once that's been done, we're just going to go over here to the right hand side and we're going to click mind map. This is going to generate a mind map based on all these videos. But as you can see, it breaks it all down here. The 5 M's, channel frequently uses a framework for effective marketing strategy revolving around 5 key components: the model, the market, the message, the media, and the machine. The customer psychology. Again, this is why I picked this channel, because it's obviously on the topic of psychology. Niching down, he talks about video dominance, position as a rock star of content. YouTube as an asset. Again, interesting point of view. Short form content, it goes through everything that you want. Now, as I mentioned, which is onto, I suppose, use case 4/5, the two of them combined here together, they've fallen into, is obviously our mind map. So we have the blueprint for automated business acquisition. And again, this is based on all this content here. And all we have to do is we click this, and from here it opens up everything of what you can do. Now, if you're in this industry as well, similar industry, it gives you an opportunity to see what you could potentially cover. So if you wanted to cover content and media strategy, it allows us to dive a little bit deeper into it. So now you can see most people might talk about content and just saying this media strategy, and pretty much that's it. Or even if we use psychology sales technique, because it's just one, people will just talk about that. However, with the press of a button, you can see here now, okay, now we can break this down even more. You can see how quickly it turned from just potentially one piece of content idea to now 3. But also we have more arrows here to point out again. And now you can break it all down. Now you can see how quickly you can start to really build out an entire, I suppose, group of content around it. A cluster of content, I suppose, is the key here. And you can see here how quickly you can talk about the halo effect, how it comes to advanced identity triggers. We can go to persuasion methods, price anchoring. A lot of people do that, especially at this time of the year, Black Friday and things like that. Future pacing, psychological consistency, micro yes to big yes. Again, these are all things that you could potentially talk about. And if you're not interested, you can jump over and look at something different again. And it allows you really to kind of dive deep into what's happening. What's your competition doing, I suppose, is the key thing here. Again, the big thing here is if you don't have a competitor on YouTube, for example, then you're just going to go back to something similar to what I have here. Get transcripts from videos of, if it's short form content, if you notice they do a lot of TikTok or Reels or Instagram Reels, grab a lot of the URLs, put them into this. Yes, that process is a little bit longer, but again, it really allows you to understand what they're actually doing, what they tend to cover regularly, and pretty much just analyze where there's an opportunity potentially for you to get into this. And if we just quickly, I suppose, finally just look over here, and all I want to do now is just come back to here and see, is there any gaps in his content? Is there any gaps in this person's content? Is there any gaps in this person's content? And the source point effectiveness, however, by synthesizing the challenge philosophy. So focus on fundamentals. Where are we going to here? Yeah, so it goes through it pretty much how we could potentially find an opportunity. The content intentionally avoids focusing heavily on fleeting trends, highly specialized systems or tactics that lack proven universally. And the key here is now you can see, is there a way that you can tap into this? Is there a way your channel can tap into it, or your business can tap into it? But discouragement of trend chasing. Again, trend chasing, I suppose, is one of these ones that, because you're always jumping, trying to stay on trend, it becomes very hard to maintain it. And what happens is your audience is accepting that you're just giving them trend stuff, and you may not build up a long-term relationship with them. But again, it could be an opportunity if you see that you can challenge that area, focusing on trends. The host mentions that he purposely does not focus on numerous personal interests for kids, dog, guitar, swimming, or on the channel. This would confuse the algorithm. Again, that makes sense, and things like that. So look, hopefully this kind of helps you understand a bit more of how NotebookLM can work, how you can get about and get actually more from it. Because as I said, there's a lot of stuff there for you that you can really jump into, but as I said, there's a lot of information there now that can allow you to really just drive on and, I think, get a good grasp of what's happening in the space, I suppose, the AI space, and use the tools to your advantage. As I said, NotebookLM is easy to get access to. Again, I'm on the Google Workspace Pro plan. I think it's only $15 or €15 a month. I'm not 100% sure on the free version if you can get access to parts of this, but if you're running a business, you more than likely have your Google Workshop or Workspace already set up, so you have access to this for free, and all pretty much of what I done. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.